So what is it that keeps a person out of the spiritual world? What is a person? Well, we have to understand how our perception of this reality, the way in which we perceive reality, causes a hiddenness for us. This is a person, a closed box with 5 openings. These 5 openings are our 5 senses. Now, surrounding the person is an upper reality, a complete reality, the spiritual. And from that complete reality, things approach us. That is, what appears to be an exterior reality of some sort of unformed something approaches the person, and through the 5 senses that we possess, we determine what that thing is. In other words, what does reality consist of according to my senses? So this spiritual object approaches the box, but something odd happens here. It doesn't actually enter the box. The box is a closed system, because rather than this object coming in, it hits a barrier, a kind of transducer like an eardrum or a retina or a nerve on the surface of the skin or a taste bud. And instead of getting the thing on the outside, this thing gets reduced and is passed through a program, this thing here. And as it passes through this program, it gets interpreted into something that we can understand according to certain principles within the program. Once it passes through this, it leaves our box or this machine, and what it produces is our reality. So it doesn't matter how sensitive this sensor is. Let's say it's your eye. It can be the Hubble telescope, or it could be you could be completely nearsighted and unable to see the thing directly in front of you. It doesn't matter the degree of sensitivity. What matters is the programming. What happens here within this subjective system in the machine? Whatever it is that comes into here can only be what this program says that it is. Not what this is, but a reduction that can be understood by the program. So, what is this program that limits this? This is objective reality, and this is the limited portion of it that we can perceive. This program is called egoism. It's self-concern. What's in it for me? How is this going to affect me? As a result of this, the person is locked into a subjective view of all these things, only in relation to how it feels inside of the box. And at no point does it have any sense of what really exists outside of the box. So we've got a problem because every single one of our 5 senses works by exactly the same program. Not one of them can tell us anything about what exists outside of that program. So in order to know what surrounds us, what the greater reality is, we need to develop an additional sense. Not the 6th sense of the lady who tells your fortune, but a sense that actually can make contact with what exists outside, that is not bounded by that kind of programming. And in order to do that, well, you have to need to do it. It's not possible to work outside, to build something outside of this box as long as we are satisfied with what's in it for me. But the thought of creation has built in it laws that bring a person to this complete fulfillment. There is a motivating force that allows us to come to the point where we need to get out of the box. And if we understand both what we are, which is the will to receive what's in this for me, that we are built as egoists, but that's okay because it's actually what we need in order to reach this fulfillment. There's nothing wrong with it. We just have to learn how to use it, how to harness it, and how to harness the force of development that the thought of creation has provided for us. So what is it that moves things in reality? What makes things happen? Nobody does anything in this world, whether it's an inner thing or whether it is a spiritual thing that is beyond this world. Everything that happens only as a result of, well, let's look at it. You're sitting there. You're maybe shifting in your chair, where your eyes are moving to. Maybe you've picked up something to drink. Any motion that you are now involved in is happening only as a result of one calculation. That you have become uncomfortable where you are, that a need has evolved in you, has appeared, and you have moved to a new position or a new situation that you believe will bring you more pleasure than the one that you were in before. This lack and the filling of pleasure and a force of desire is what motivates everything in reality. And this will eventually take a person from the corporal world, from our perceptions of the physical world, the limitations that we experience and the suffering that goes along with it. And it will bring a person, if properly used, past that barrier and into the spiritual world in this way.